Am I a bad person for asking my brother to tell his GF to stop trauma dumping during our family get together? My 42M brother, 40M, started dating Emmy, 35F, 2 years ago. It's his first committed, long-term, serious relationship. They bought a house together this year, and she's dropping massive marriage hints lately. For context, both my brother and I are very close to our parents. We were lucky to be born and raised in a caring, loving, supportive family. We're there for dinner every single Sundays and often drop by during the week for lunch, dinner, or just a cup of tea and a chat. To be completely transparent, we don't like Emmy. She is loud, opinionated, argumentative, and her values are antithesis of ours, but she means so much to my brother. We go out of our way to be friendly and welcoming. Early on, there was an unspoken truce reached to avoid talking about some politically sensitive topics. Well, not really unspoken, as my brother had to tell her to cut it off trying to argument with us if she wanted to be welcomed. But another thing about Emmy, and reason why we're trying so hard to make her feel welcomed in our family, is that she had an absolute shitty upbringing. Addicts for parents, suffered mental and physical abuse and neglect, in and out of foster care, etc. She never had a chance in life. However, Emmy got in the habit of just trauma dumping everything about her horrible childhood on us at every single occasion. And while we're very empathetic, it kind of ruins the mood every single time. Each time, she just casually says one of her stories and it just ends up in a weird, awkward silence. My GF has told me she goes out of her way to avoid being left alone with Emmy because it's just nonstop horror stories and she just can't do it anymore. Last weekend, after prior discussion with my parents, who already offered to pay for therapy for her, I agreed to play the bad guy and took my brother aside before dinner and told him he needs to talk with Emmy about her trauma dumping because we're fed up with it. Our family get-together is not a therapy session, and if she doesn't stop, she won't be invited anymore. My brother got offended, said we're heartless and cold, that Emmy doesn't have anyone else, and we can't just pretend her bad things never happened, etc. But I guess he told her because today is absolute drama day in the family group chat, courtesy of Emmy burning through very little goodwill she had left. Nobody has replied, and nobody intends on replying, but now my parents have told my brother that Emmy will have to apologize to be welcomed in their house again.